The unstoppable AI swarm is already here. Picture this. A single operator sitting safely miles from any danger gives one command. In response, the sky darkens. Not with one aircraft, but with thousands. It's a living, breathing cloud of interconnected machines, and it's descending on a target. They aren't just following some simple pre-programmed flight path. They're thinking. They communicate with each other in real time, adapting their strategy as the battlefield changes. One drone gets shot down, and the swarm instantly recalibrates, sacrificing a pawn to checkmate a king. Another spots a new, unexpected threat, and the entire collective consciousness of the swarm shifts to deal with it. This isn't a scene out of a sci-fi movie. It's not some Pentagon fantasy of a far-off future. This is the new face of warfare. It's a fundamental change in how conflicts are fought, and the technology isn't coming soon. It's already here. The age of the AI-powered swarms have begun. Section 1. The problem. A new kind of threat. For decades, military power was all about size, speed, and stealth. Nations built billion-dollar fighter jets, aircraft carriers as big as cities, and incredibly sophisticated missile defense systems. These marvels of engineering, like Israel's Iron Dome, are designed to stop a handful of large, fast, and expensive projectiles. And they're very good at that job. But they were designed for a different kind of war. The AI swarm doesn't play by those rules. It uses a completely different philosophy of attack, one based on overwhelming an enemy with sheer numbers. The threat isn't a single high-tech weapon. It's thousands of cheap, disposable, and intelligent ones. This completely flips the cost of defense on its head. Firing a multi-million-dollar missile to destroy a drone that costs a few $1,000s to build is a losing game. An air defense system that can track 10 targets at once is basically useless against 100. We're already seeing this play out. The conflict in Ukraine has become a massive testing ground for drone technology. It's pushed the evolution from single, remotely piloted drones to more coordinated attacks, proving just how effective they are in modern combat. But these are just the early days. Military powers like the US, China, and Russia are pouring billions into the next generation. Truly autonomous swarms. The U.S. Department of Defense has kicked off ambitious programs like the Replicator Initiative, which aims to deploy thousands of autonomous systems by August 2025. A more advanced project, codenamed AMAS, which stands for Autonomous Multi-Domain Adaptive Swarms of Swarms, is being developed by DARPA to command thousands of autonomous land, sea, and air drones to overwhelm an enemy. The stated goal is to get inside the most heavily defended airspace on the planet, creating what military planners call intolerable cost exchanges for any adversary. Meanwhile, China is developing its own drone swarm technology, reportedly planning to acquire around 1 million drones by 2026. They've already shown off a mothership drone that can release hundreds of smaller ones at once, creating a coordinated moving cloud of targets designed to be too fast and too numerous to stop. This isn't just an arms race for a new weapon. It's a race to master a whole new dimension of warfare. Section 2, the solution. How the AI swarm works. So how does this terrifying vision actually work? It's the combination of 3 key technologies. First, you have the drones themselves. We're not just talking about the big million-dollar Predator and Reaper drones that defined the last 2 decades. The swarm is made up of all sorts of machines. Many are small, cheap, and can even be 3D printed, making them easy to sacrifice. Others are advanced loitering munitions that can circle a target for hours before striking. China is even developing micro-drones that weigh less than a kilogram, can carry grenades, and work together using AI. These different platforms, in the air, on land, and at sea, can be launched and put into position, ready to be activated remotely without risking human lives. The second and maybe the most important piece is swarm intelligence. This isn't a new concept. It's inspired by how flocks of birds and colonies of ants behave in nature. There's no central leader. Instead, each individual drone follows a few simple shared rules. Stick together, move in the same direction, and don't run into each other. This decentralized approach leads to incredibly complex and resilient group behavior. The swarm can flow like water, getting around obstacles and taking losses without breaking apart. It can even keep going when GPS signals and communication links are jammed, which is a huge advantage in a modern electronic war. But the real game changer, the part that makes the swarm truly unstoppable, is the third component, the AI brain. Artificial intelligence and machine learning are what turn a bunch of drones into a single, thinking entity. This AI does a few critical things. First, it learns and adapts in real time. The swarm doesn't just follow a plan, it improves it on the fly. Every bit of sensor data, every successful move, and every lost drone provides information that the entire swarm learns from instantly. This lets the group analyze the battlefield and adjust its tactics with a speed no human could ever hope to match. Second, AI makes advanced coordination possible. Drones in the swarm are constantly sharing data. One drone's camera becomes the eyes for the whole network. This allows them to work together on complex tasks, like having some drones jam enemy radar, while others attack from an unprotected angle. Finally, AI is pushing the technology toward full autonomy. Systems are now being designed that can find, track, and attack targets without any direct human command. This is often called human out of the loop. While most militaries still claim to keep a human in the loop or on the loop, meaning a person either has to authorize a strike or can step in to stop it, the technology to remove the human completely already exists. In 2020, a Turkish-made Kargu-2 drone was reportedly used in Libya to autonomously hunt down and attack soldiers. Many see this as the first time a fully autonomous weapon was used in a real conflict. Section 3. The implications. Why this changes everything. The rise of the AI swarm isn't just about a new military tool. It signals a massive shift in the very nature of war, with huge consequences for global security and ethics. The most immediate problem is that conventional defenses might soon be obsolete. How does a multi-billion-dollar aircraft carrier defend itself from 1,000 intelligent, sea-skimming drones coming at it from all directions at once? How does a fighter pilot, even in the most advanced jet, fight an AI that can predict their every move? This new reality threatens to upend the military balance of power that has defined the world since World War II. This leads to the terrifying idea of hyperwar. As AI makes decisions faster and faster, conflicts could happen at machine speed, far too quickly for human leaders to understand what's going on, let alone de-escalate. When life and death decisions are being made in microseconds, the window for diplomacy slams shut. Beyond the strategic dangers, there's a deep ethical mess. The biggest issue is the responsibility gap. If an autonomous swarm makes a mistake and hits a school or a hospital, who's to blame? Is it the programmer who wrote the code? The commander who sent the swarm out? The company that built it? Or the machine itself? The traditional laws of war are built on the idea of human accountability, and they simply aren't ready for a situation where no single person made the final decision to kill. This creates a dangerous gray area that could let violations of international law go unpunished. And these AI systems can be just as biased as the people who create them. An AI trained on bad or incomplete data could learn to see certain types of people or civilian vehicles as threats, leading to discrimination and illegal attacks on the battlefield. The very act of handing over lethal decisions to machines also risks dehumanizing war, turning human lives into data points, and making the act of killing feel more abstract and distant for the soldiers and commanders involved. Right now, humanity is stumbling into a global arms race for autonomous weapons. The technology is developing at a breakneck pace, and with global tensions on the rise, nations are afraid to agree to any real rules or bans because they don't want to be left behind. Talks are happening at the United Nations, but they're moving much, much slower than the technology they're trying to control. This technology isn't just a theory anymore. It's being funded, tested, and deployed right now. The gap between what these machines can do and the laws we have to control them is getting wider every single day. So, what do you think? Should there be a legally binding international treaty to ban or regulate these killer robots? Can we really trust an algorithm with the decision to take a human life? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below.